Hi, I'm Annie Ulichny, and I want to thank you so much for joining in for some meditation practice today. Today is going to be more of an active practice for the first portion, and I'm a believer that there are so many different ways to meditate, and every person is unique and different, and maybe needs something different, not only for each individual on a regular basis, but also what we need day to day may change. And so the more in tune and in touch we become with ourselves and our needs, and sometimes it's very hard to just sit. Sometimes we need to be a little bit more active. Sometimes sitting is really what feels best to us. So we have to start by asking what we need. And then what I try to offer is a variety of different options that are science based and researched, that offer support to help calm us down and resynchronize everything within us and bring us back into our natural alert, uplifted, bright, creative, vital self. So today's practice will be using some movement, and then we'll move into a breathing and sitting practice. The idea today is going to be based around patience. And it feels like our world is very heavy these days with many challenges, conflicts around the world, political issues and challenges facing us in different parts of the world, hurricanes and floods and the like. And it's really easy to start to take all of that overwhelm and start to become more impatient in our own day-to-day life. And when we can start to look at the idea of patience and how am I being patient in my life, and when I am, it actually is more calming, and we can go through life with more ease and poise when we are more patient. So the little things don't irritate us so much. So sometimes I like to use the idea of patience as wanting a fruit or vegetable to ripen so we can use it. We can't force these issues sometimes, and yet we ruminate on our problems and wanting to force an answer, wanting to force a situation to resolve the way we want it. And sometimes that just can't happen. We can't force a rosebud to bloom. It blooms in its own time. So we'll look at patience, using our body, using our breath, using our own mind that's looping around certain problems that we feel we have, both for ourselves and also externally outside of ourselves in the world. And how can we expand our view on that? Go from being small and rigid to just more expanded and open with our view of whatever challenges and problems we may have. So let's get started. And let's use this idea of patience as a way to kind of seep through our practice today. And we're going to add an idea here of quality movement. And so we'll start by calming the body down, because when we can calm the body down, that allows us to just start to feel more ease, more calm from the inside out. And we're going to get our hair all messy. If you don't want to do this, you can find another way that works for you that is similar to this. But what we're going to do is just give ourselves a massage on our scalp. So we're thinking about this as a scalp kind of experience here. And you can have your eyes open or closed, whatever works for you. And just take the pads of your fingers and just work them like you're brushing your hair, just brushing all over your scalp. Sometimes it actually is really nice to close our eyes and just feel this sensation. This is a very soothing sensation, having our own hands massaging our scalp, trying to relax the whole body as we do this. Finding a rhythm, just settling into a rhythm here. Really moving all around your head with your fingers, feeling the soothing scalp massage with all 10 pads of your fingers. And you might find as you do this, there could be a location along your head that feels actually really good to have it massaged in this way. Our bodies respond to rhythmic movement and calm down with rhythmic movement. So use your fingers now that you've kind of started to explore your own scalp and find a rhythm for this massage. On the top, on the sides, the back of the head, wherever feels good for you. And try to relax your shoulders and your arms as much as possible. And now you can clean up your hair if it's a mess like mine is. And just finish up, taking our hands and placing them together, clasping your fingers together. And now we're just going to start to circle our fingers and our hands in one direction and give the wrists a bit of a massage. Our joints get very, very lubricated, so this is a great way to lubricate the joints as well as start to just pay attention and bring quality to a very small movement, making it the central focus, sometimes even really paying attention, bringing our eyes specifically to our hands as we're moving them in this circular rhythmic pattern. Not only is this rhythm calming us down in our nervous system, communicating to our brain and our heart that we're calm and safe and steady, but we're really focused on the quality of this movement. It's not speedy and fast, it's slow and intentional. Patience requires a slowness, a quality. It's one of those quality attributes and characteristics. Patience is poise. And now we can switch directions, just massaging the wrists and really focusing, bringing our eyes to pay attention to the quality of this movement, of this very simple exercise and practice with so much benefit. Really focus. If you stay getting pulled into thoughts, that's okay. Just notice that's happened and come back to bringing your eyes and your focus on this quality of this very simple wrist massage movement. And now we can take our hands, just put them in very light fists. We're feeling that your arms and your upper body are relaxed. And taking our pinky sides of our fingers, and we're just going to tap them together. Just feeling this tapping against the pinky side of the hands, just tapping together. Again, just finding a rhythm of tapping that works for you. It can be fast or slow. And just, again, using this very small movement to bring our focus right here to the quality of this movement. Can we bring all of our focus to really paying attention to this very simple tapping movement? you might start to feel a warming sensation along the sides of your hands there, and a tingling to your hands and arms. Just stay as relaxed in your upper body as possible. And now we'll slow that down. And now we'll take our fingers and kind of take all of the tips of your fingers together to make kind of two tips like this. And we're going to use the tips of our fingers and tap just under the clavicle bone. Feel where your clavicle bone is. Just below your shoulders, you feel that bone. Right in there, there's kind of like it's right at the top of the lung area, but right under that clavicle, not on the shoulder joint right there, but just inside from there, and just tap there. You can go as fast or as slow, listening to what the body needs. Resting the upper body as much as possible so that this vibration of this tapping you can feel, because you're not tense within the upper body. The body is soft and we can feel the vibration. Finding this rhythm for ourselves, hearing the noise of the tapping, and the mind will start to get involved and say things to try to pull you out of the here and the now, bring you into a problem, a complaint about something. Just stay with the quality of this movement, just right here, right now. We're not here for long together, but the end result can really be wonderful if we just stay patient with this process. And now we'll slow that down. Just stretch your fingers out if they need a good stretch. And so we'll kind of keep our hands here. They don't have to be tight points the way we just tapped, but they can just kind of just very casually have your fingers touching in that same spot. And we're going to start to move our shoulders up and around to the front. So our elbows are drawing circles on either side of our body. And this is very lubricating to these joints of the shoulders, wrists, even lubricating to these fingers and hands. I know I hear a crunching noise sometimes in my shoulders. And using motions like this movement increases the hyaluronic acid within the joints. It's very beneficial. So sometimes the smallest, simplest movements have very significant benefits to our health, in addition to our feelings of ease and calm and steadiness, and removing the sense of overwhelm. Feeling that your whole body is rested as it can be while these elbows are just moving through space on the side of us. Finding a rhythm and a speed. Really paying attention to the quality of the movement. Not just going through the movement, but intentionally bringing quality to what we're doing. Sometimes we're so distracted in our mind, we go through motions and aren't really paying attention. And patience is about quality, being very, very present and bringing quality also means care, really caring about what we're doing every single day and the movements that our bodies are engaged in every single moment. So now we can take our hands, just place them down. And we'll try one more movement. And this movement is going to be all about really paying attention on the quality of the movement and finding your body in a flow. And we're going to be using our arms and leading with our pinky fingers, doing almost like we're swimming freestyle. And so we get our waist involved a little bit here. And this is also very lubricating to the spine as we do this swimming motion. Watch your hands moving in front of you and down, each one slow and steady in this rhythm. Feeling your arms pulling back one at a time. And notice if we are trying to speed up. Or if we can stay slow and steady. Notice if there's any specific thoughts that are pulling you away, or a sense of impatience. Can we expand our view, bring a wider view, and understanding that using these few moments for yourself, the long-term benefits that it will have, the residual benefits over the course of the day, that takes patience. And here we're adding quality movement. Feeling the waist, feeling the softness of our movement through air. Being intentional about the quality here of what we're doing. And now we'll take our hands and very slowly and gently place them on our laps. We can close our eyes down and just start breathing in and out for about a count of 5, finding again a rhythm with the breath. You might notice that you feel this incredible tingling through your whole body after using those repetitive motions and movements. So as you breathe, also feel this tingling, this electrical vibe, aliveness within you. As we breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5 through the nose and out the nose. Exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue on your own. Inhaling, finding your own rhythm. Exhaling, feeling the lower belly is expanding and contracting with the inhale and the exhale. As we inhale here, and then exhale. And then inhale. We're just continuing this quality of this rhythmic motion, just moving it to the breath here. And then exhale. Slowing down the breath. Inhaling. We'll do a few more rounds of this. Slowing down the breath is also a way to bring us back into more patience. Exhaling. More intentional look at our experiences in our day. Inhaling and then exhaling. Now, release that breathing technique and allow the breath to breathe itself. Feel how the body feels. Notice if you feel different than when we started. Maybe things feel more slow, more gracious, more dignified, deeply within the body. We could bring to mind some kind of problem that our mind has been pointing to, maybe even during this practice, this sense of impatience with wanting something to be different than it is. Some problem, whether it's with us in relationship to somebody else, a personal problem, an illness of some kind, feeling that sense of impatience and frustration that it's not the way we want it to be right now. Noticing that problem, can we bring a wider view, a wider perspective to the situation? Pull back like you're going from a zoom lens back into a panoramic lens of that situation. And look at it from a wider perspective. Patience is really about seeing things from another perspective in our own life. Is there something that we can change about how we're thinking about reviewing this specific problem that we have in our life? Can we investigate, is there some area that I can control this situation, or if I changed slightly, would this help? If I simply accepted the situation, that it is the way it is right now, but I know at some point it will change on its own. Many times we want something to change that we don't have control over it actually changing. But if we give it space and time, like a rosebud blooming, the change will happen all on its own. Can we start to look at the way where our thoughts take us and the way our thoughts are designed to look for complaints and problems, and pull ourselves out and back from it with a place of quality and care and kindness. And in seeing these challenges from a new perspective, it actually creates a whole new sense within us, within our thinking. It slows everything down, and we're able to move about our life with more intentional quality by finding more patience. I hope you enjoyed this practice. If you have any questions, feel free to respond. And I'm wishing you a wonderful, patient, quality-filled day.